Thanks for joining today. My name is Jamie Weaver. The purpose of this video is to provide training on how to present a new deck called An Introduction to Avaya Networking. This deck has a different framework than others. Its purpose is to provide a mechanism to have a flexible discussion around a solution without having to take the audience through a lot of slides to do it. It also offers an opportunity to present on an a la carte basis, based upon feedback from the audience. To enable this type of discussion, the format is set up to present 9 unique solutions with 1 solution per page. All pertinent information is found on that one page. For every slide in this training, I'll first set the slide up, and then I'll present the slide as if in a customer meeting. Each slide has a script in the notes section. Using the script is not a requirement, but the information will provide a good foundational flow for the presentation. In most cases, you'll present an executive overview of the presentation or of each slide, lasting about 1 to 2 minutes. This should be enough for the audience to understand the concept and then ask questions or move on. So here's the title page slide. Use this slide to introduce yourself and set up the presentation. Here's how you could consider presenting it. Thanks for meeting with us today. We want to use our time today as efficiently as possible. And to do that, we designed a presentation that is a little bit different from what you may have seen in the past. The presentation is meant to engender an open discussion. Each slide is one technology solution. The information and diagrams allow us to have a brief or a more detailed discussion depending upon your interest level. So, as I present the information, please help me understand your interest level for each technology. The next 2 slides are very important because they set everything up. This slide does not reflect all the trends in the market that will affect the customer, and it's purposely at a high level. But it does present 3 very important trends that will affect their company and for which we have great solutions. Feel free to talk about this in any way suitable to the customer situation. So, here's how I would present this slide. Avaya is in a unique position in the market. Our portfolio of solutions reach from data center to desktop. With such a broad reach, we have to ensure that our focus will benefit the entire ecosystem. We do this by focusing on the user first. And when you take the view of the user first, you will notice a number of important inflection points. These are points where the user decides if a solution gets the job done or not. This is where they decide if they will use a corporate service or look elsewhere. These boil up to 3 key user inflection points. First, how far can we go in balancing security and user device flexibility? Second, users have been exposed to some very impressive cloud service models. They are comparing your services to these. Third, social media has exposed the enterprise to a set of very non-traditional access and content models. But more importantly, the most recent models are real-time based. Now, we've been building networks in the same kind of best effort packet model for over 15 years. We think it's time for a new model. We now transition the discussion from user inflection points to actual solutions that Avaya can deliver to meet those inflection points. The opening statement on the slide is strong, and it can be read by the audience, so just start into the slide without reading it. Each build on this slide is a click, so you'll want to be clicking as you speak. You will not want to spend much time on each opportunity. Otherwise, the entire presentation will be given on the 3rd page. So, move through each solution fast, like a menu. At the conclusion of the 9 solutions, ask a question something like this. Which of these solutions have the most interest to you? Then let the audience respond, and then get agreement as to which of these solutions you will spend the most time on. So here is how I suggest presenting this slide. What if I said that you could deploy HD video surveillance in minutes and streamline all cloud services through one protocol while ensuring dynamic network-wide business continuity? And what if there was a way to extend fabric-based services to remote locations and reduce latency and time to service in the data center? And what if I said you could deploy collaboration applications in hours? And what if there was a way you could deliver unified access solutions at the edge while enabling guest BYOD access control all at once? And what if you could increase and monitor real-time network quality? Now, which of these solutions have the most interest to you? So here's the first solution slide. You will notice that each solution slide is broken into 5 areas. The title with the marketing statement, the competition diagram, the Avaya diagram, the Advantage Avaya section, and a customer quote. Now, when presenting this slide or the other solution slides, I wouldn't necessarily read the title to begin the slide. I think the audience can figure that out as you go. However, what I would do is start with an interesting fact or a quick anecdote. This helps set up the need or the problem statement. Next, you further the problem statement by talking about the competition's shortfalls. But don't spend a lot of time on the competition. Move quickly to the Avaya solution diagram and give a brief overview. Then move to the advantage section, talking really in free form and not reading the text. Finish with a general explanation of the quote. Unless the audience has expressed a desire to go deep on a slide, it's best to provide a short overview and then ask probing questions afterwards based upon their interest level. Now, this is how I would present this slide. Video surveillance is a hot topic, and with recent events, it's gaining a lot of attention by companies, particularly for high-definition implementations. HD video really needs multicast to function fully and efficiently. However, mention multicast and people start to get knots in their stomach. Traditional multicast uses an interdependent laundry list of protocols, including PIM, to function. It's complicated to deploy, it's slow to recover, it doesn't scale well, and it can omit video segments due to the slow time to recover as protocols wait for one another before doing their jobs. However, Avaya's Fabric Connect will let you run one protocol with native Layer 3 functionality. The solution uses low CPU resources, converges in under 200 milliseconds, and is simple to deploy and maintain. Now, Pelco is a company that specializes in deploying security cameras. They rave about the solution, and in this quote, they report a 3-fold increase in performance. Now, let me ask you a question. How big is your video surveillance program? Here's the second solution that introduces the capability to streamline all services across the enterprise. You'll notice that the slide uses the same format as the prior slide. In fact, all the solution slides will have the same format. Now, all slides also have 2 sections of notes for you to refer to. The first is a script to represent the material in an executive overview fashion. The second section is for technical notes. Now, for this solution, you're likely introducing a new concept, so the notes are written accordingly. Now, this is how I would present this slide. Most medium-sized to large companies have some common network needs once they grow out of a single site. First, they must have high availability across large geographical areas. Second, most require some type of traffic separation. And third, implementation and maintenance of services must be manageable. Industries like transportation, healthcare, and governments need to completely isolate some types of traffic for quality of service, availability, or regulatory compliance. Today, there are really only 2 options to accomplish this. 1, you build a separate physical network, or 2, you use complicated configuration methods with legacy protocols that in the end become unmanageable. Rather than do one of these options, companies will often forego high availability or limit the isolation requirements. Implementing an Ethernet fabric network-wide meets these network requirements and removes the aforementioned obstacles. However, most of the competition's fabric, their reach is still confined to data centers, or they employ additional legacy technologies. Further, the competition only offers Layer 2 capability with no end-to-end services and without open standards. Avaya's solution, however, offers one network-wide service protocol for Layer 2, Layer 3, and multicasting. This enables an active-active resiliency with sub-second failover recovery. Because the topology is self-learnt, change and provisioning is self-propagated across the fabric, enabling configuration to only be required at the edge of the network. The network can be fully integrated with automatic provisioning tools. Scenarios include role-based access management, leveraging Avaya's Identity Engine solution, and server virtualization, leveraging VMware's vCenter. This facilitates networking requirements and support of the compute lifecycle management. This solution is really an extension of the prior slides, highlighting another important application of Fabric Connect. In this solution, we are applying Fabric Connect to a disaster recovery requirement. Here is how I would present this slide. Business continuity, or disaster recovery, is becoming more important to companies as almost all information and services are moving to data centers. As companies implement network-wide disaster recovery architectures, today's legacy protocols and the competition's fabric technologies require complex configuration and still rely on legacy protocols to stitch information together, creating vulnerable points of failure and large failure domains. With the Fabric Connect, each node establishes its own network perspective, defining shortest paths and ready to instantaneously recalculate options should a network event intervene. This ensures that network traffic is instantaneously rerouted over the most efficient alternative. Other Avaya technologies such as switch cluster, stackable chassis, distributed top of rack, all extend this resilient connectivity end to end, ensuring no single point of failure. The power of this capability is most evident when it comes to real-time and collaborative applications, especially those involving streaming video. Like the prior slide, this solution slide is an extension of the benefits of Fabric Connect. A small amount of information will be repeated, but generally speaking, the dialogue will center on the application of Fabric Connect to remote office connectivity, and will be a slightly shorter executive overview script. So, here's how I'd present this slide. As mentioned earlier, Avaya Fabric Connect is a solution that uniquely extends consistent service delivery network-wide and is not limited just to the data center. Additionally, it is flexible in terms of topology, working with any design, including the multi-point configurations that are common in metro and WAN scenarios. This allows an enterprise to leverage lower-priced WAN transport options like E-line services. What we've really done is create a single integrated private cloud that avoids the inefficiency of combining different and sometimes incompatible solutions for the data center, campus, metro, and WAN. Avaya Fabric Connect delivers edge-only provisioning, topology flexibility, real-time configuration propagation, fully integrated Layer 2 and Layer 3, and multicast services that make Fabric Connect the easy way to deliver secure, robust corporate services anywhere. This solution slide focuses on the data center and specifically around creating an efficient, low latency architecture. What you'll be highlighting here is a unique technology to Avaya called distributed top of rack. Here's how I present this slide. The basis for Avaya's high-performance data center is our innovative distributed top of rack solution. Distributed top of rack delivers a radical solution to the challenge of maintaining application performance in the data center. Applications are becoming more complex as they require multiple interactions between different components, web, authentication, application, database, for instance, and as they are hosted on multiple virtual machines and physical servers. This is what is driving the dramatic rise in horizontal or east-west traffic volumes, and every one of these interactions is subject to network latency. It's really a multiplier effect. Networks that remain architected north-south will suffer from two related issues. First, the relatively low capacity uplinks between tiers, between top of rack and aggregation, and between aggregation and core, will be overloaded with local east-west traffic. And second, the cumulative latency of traversing these tiers and devices will dramatically impact overall application responsiveness. Avaya's distributed top of rack has been specifically designed to complement distributed applications. We leverage dedicated ultra-high-speed interfaces to interconnect multiple top of rack switches with scalability up to 200 units and with an incredible 112 terabytes. And this empowers east-west traffic to bypass north-south traffic jam and go directly to its destination, along with the shortest, fastest, and most efficient path. Distributed top of rack delivers on average a 4x advantage in terms of reducing latency, and it also provides significant cost savings by minimizing or even eliminating very costly aggregation and core links and equipment. Distributed top of rack is fully optimized for modern application design. And because it's part of the VNF framework, it also seamlessly integrates with our Fabric Connect technology to streamline service provisioning, reduce errors, and dramatically improve time to service. We continue our discussion of the data center by introducing the first full stack solution for real-time collaboration applications. Representing a new model for installing and operating real-time virtualized collaboration applications, Avaya collaboration pods can accelerate deployment of public and private clouds. Based upon the best-of-breed components from Avaya, VMware, and EMC, the collaboration pods represent the industry's first full-stack solution for real-time collaboration applications. Everything needed to deploy real-time applications in a virtualized environment, including compute, storage, networking, gateways, and session border controllers, are all pre-integrated, tested, racked, and cabled, and delivered to the customer, accelerating time to service and reducing complexity. Competitive solutions centered around real-time applications are appliance-based solutions where you get virtualized applications preloaded on servers. But integration of other components which are necessary for deploying virtualized real-time applications such as networking, storage, gateways, session border controllers are left up to the customer. The values of having a full stack integration includes increased IT efficiency by dramatically simplifying the operational environment. The collaboration pod takes multiple components, which are typically managed via different management systems and even different teams, and allows them to be managed as an integrated system with a single management interface. It allows IT departments to streamline the number of management systems they use and to have an integrated system for managing all components from application to network. One of the benefits is automatic fault correlation, which allows network operators to more quickly and easily pinpoint the root cause of issues. The collaboration pod also provides streamlined vendor relations with single call support. Rather than multiple vendors and multiple support contracts, there's a single vendor a customer can call when there is any issues with their real-time applications. Here we introduce the Unified Access portfolio, which is comprised of edge switches, wireless LAN, and identity engines. Here's how I present this slide. The edge of the network is unique in that it is the access point for users, for their mobile devices, guests, and contractors. This area also has the most devices in the network, representing the greatest amount of maintenance time and has the greatest likelihood of unit failures. Avaya has been a technology leader in unified access space for decades and has the most advanced unified access technology in the market. Avaya pioneered the virtual backplane for stackable switches, the automatic provisioning set with quality of service, switch clustering, and auto unit replacement for best-in-class user experience. Although competing vendors have made some advances over the years, Avaya technology is still the most advanced and still the best solution for Avaya voice and collaboration applications. Even though all the switch manufacturers' hardware run at wire speed within the switch, the backplane must be able to handle rapid and high bursts of video traffic. Avaya offers third-party validated 5 times the backplane capacity of competitors in the mid-range product set and over 2 times in the upper end. We also provide ease of provisioning features that make setup and operation of UC and IP telephony on our switches a snap. This includes plug and play, especially optimized for IP phones, Avaya IP phones, that eliminate human error by ensuring correct QoS settings with manual provisioning. It also includes an auto start utility for Avaya's IP Office, available on all our stackable switches. This is really a unique feature. Only available from Avaya, it automates the process of setting up IP Office and IP phones on Avaya's stackable switch. It can reduce a configuration task, which usually required hours, on competing switches and reduce it to a minute. It further automatically sets up our stackable switches following what we know to be our best practices for converged voice and data deployments. Now, this is all tied together with a powerful but easy access technology called identity engines. Identity engines automatically provisions the network access privileges based upon granular IT rule sets, whether wired, wireless, or from a corporate network or not. Add to this mature feature sets like auto unit replacement and switch clustering for high availability, and you have a solution that is purpose-built for high-demand collaboration applications. This slide speaks about the issues surrounding the market phenomenon called bring your own device. This slide emphasizes Avaya's full portfolio strength. Here is how I present this slide. BYOD is still a noisy issue in the market and in the enterprise. The reason is that it is a multifaceted problem. A company has to deal with wireless security, network access control, mobile directory access, and network-wide traffic isolation, just to name a few. Avaya is one of 2 vendors that can offer a full BYOD solution spanning UC applications, infrastructure, services, and partnerships. The solutions are pre-tested and guaranteed to work as promised, providing best-in-class quality of experience for UC and video collaboration applications. Identity Engines is a key piece of the overall solution as it allows companies to quickly and simply provide network access to any user on any device, providing a complete and integrated solution to employees, guests, and business partners. It also gives IT staff detailed visibility into the type and profile devices on the network, allowing the staff to identify specific devices and act accordingly. Now, Fabric Connect is the glue that makes it all seamless. Identity Engines automatically maps device and user combinations to enterprise-wide virtual networks that completely separate traffic and offer unique QoS opportunities. This solution is a very good example of the benefits of Avaya on Avaya, meaning the benefits of building voice and networking solutions under the same roof. You want to emphasize this point as you present this material. Now, here's how I would present this slide. Many organizations struggle to monitor real-time communications on a real-time basis. Avaya's Service Level Agreement Monitor, or SLA-Mon for short, is a proactive tool that can monitor customer networks to detect problems before the applications are affected. It simulates traffic for VoIP calls, video sessions, and data traffic in a network and collects performance data for these applications to detect degradation before it affects the performance of Avaya voice applications, video conferencing, and other network applications and services. Now, Avaya's approach relies on embedding software agents into its IP phones and switches, avoiding the need for dedicated hardware probes or overlay monitoring equipment typically required by competitive solutions. Agents are embedded today in the Avaya 9600 phones, the ERS 3500, 4000, and 5000 stackable switches, as well as the Avaya ERS 8800, VSP 7000, and 9000 switches, with plans for Avaya Gateway 430 and 450, and potentially other devices in the future. Most vendor solutions are reactive. In other words, you know about the voice or video experience after it happens. Avaya's solution generates light synthetic traffic between specific endpoints that can get proactive results about how your network will treat various traffic types under congestion. Avaya's solution monitors whether all intermediate nodes in the network honor the QoS settings or not. It can monitor QoS on a hop-by-hop basis. Competitive solutions lack this ability to build true end-to-end view of QoS treatment across multiple hops. This is one of the great advantages of an Avaya on Avaya solution. Use this slide to review the overall networking portfolio. The slide has 2 parts, unified access and network-wide infrastructure. For network-wide infrastructure, we highlight Fabric Connect by itself for emphasis. So there are 3 builds in all. Here's how I would present this slide. So let me present the overview of the networking portfolio. We'll do this by network area and product family. The first area is unified access. The area consists of a full edge switching portfolio from SME to large enterprise and is complemented by a wireless LAN portfolio, identity engines, and of course, a network management suite. Next is the network-wide area. The foundation of this next-generation technology is Fabric Connect. Supporting Fabric Connect and high availability switching is a wide portfolio of core, top-of-rack, wide area edge, and integrated data center stack solutions. Fabric Connect is also resident on 4800 series access switches. Combine Avaya collaboration and call center portfolios and Avaya covers data center to desktop. This is the conclusion and call to action slide. This slide is designed to be left up in the background as you are talking about next steps with the customer. One way that you could present this is to do the following. Again, thanks for your time today. I've appreciated our discussion. I would like to ask if our discussion has prompted a desire to meet again or go deeper into any of the technologies that we've discussed today. Thanks for your attention and good selling.